Okay, so let's start our enlightening talk after the meditation on twin hearts. So it says here, we are now at page 8 of the Sutra, the Golden Lotus Sutra on Spiritual Practice by Master Chuak Sui, entitled Creative Transformation. So here in page 8, we have here, when you do spiritual practice, don't forget your awareness. So, awareness is the exercise that we need to master in spiritual practice. Especially in the conduct of meditation. Actually, the meditation is all about awareness of so many things. That's the meaning of meditation, being aware of so many things. That is different from concentration, because concentration is only focusing one thing for a period of time, while meditation is awareness of so many things in a certain period of time. Like when we meditate in the meditation of twin hearts, there's a time that we need to be aware of the ohms, and also we should be aware also of the stillness between the two ohms, and also during the time of illumination, when we are asked to imagine a great ball of light at the top of our head, which is our crown, and also imagine our hearts also sending love to that great ball of light on top of our head, our crown, and be aware also of the stillness and peace, inner peace that we have. So we are being aware of all those things while in a certain period of time. So awareness is our muscle that we need to develop, the awareness. See, for instance, if you are not aware that you need to behave formally, so you might end up behaving otherwise, right? So in a social function, for example, or in a solemn place that you need to be aware that is a solemn place, so we need to have a prayerful attitude or a prayerful disposition. So awareness is the key, no? Awareness should be, no, the key, or the what do you call it, the tool that we need in order to enhance or further grow our spiritual practice. Awareness also is what we need to purify ourselves. Like for instance, we just eat food without being aware of what is the content of that food. Actually, you can scan the food if it's heavily, yes, if it's toxic. Like if this food is toxic, or this food has so much sugar, or this food can harm your body. You can actually scan. So that's why we need to practice scanning. The scanning has something to do with our awareness also. To a large extent, spiritual development is energy. So energy is we need, no? That's why we scan energy. So that's why we study energy. So that is also why pranic healing is a bridge towards spirituality. Because here in pranic healing we are taught about energies, and actually it's all about energies, no? All of us are all energies. So if you have that energy, like divine energy within you, you need to be aware of that. So spiritual development is energy. So you need to like strengthen or even expand the energy that you have. It said in the Bible that our body is the temple of the Holy Spirit. Actually, it is referred as the divine energy will descend upon our body, and we need our body to expand so that there could be a lot of divine energy that will be accumulated. That's why we need to purify. Like what I said, like those, like atong sponge, ng sponge kay kinahanglan siya nga Eventually, if you did not expand, the divine energy will just spill over. Okay? Then, when energy changes, people change. So when we change the energy, like when we do healing, in prayer healing, actually the disease energy are of lower vibrations. That's why in the prayer of Master Faith, perhaps you can overhear that and let this be raised to a higher vibration. Because anything like illness or disease, those are low vibrations. That's why sa atong terahertz, ang technology is to transform the cell from this frequency to a higher frequency. And that's why if the energy change, people will eventually change. So in order to change a person, you need to change first the energy. Diba? So the group also has energy. So if you want to manage a group, you need also to manage the energy. That's why when I facilitate seminars, I'm very particular about the energy of the group. So, which is the energy? Gusto ba na at the top ang energy or ato na sa ilo? So, there's a play of energy. So, in our business also, we need to have energy. That's why it's called traffic, foot traffic when you do business, diba? Essential is doon na ba foot traffic. Foot traffic means doon na ba siya energy din na kanang galihok siya, economic activity. When there is none, actually, not so much sa imong business. So activation of the heart and crown is one of the fastest path to spiritual development. So actually, a lot of people do spiritual practice, like they are so religious with the church, but actually, their heart chakras are not activated. Like people they are so religious but they tend to criticize more. People that are nakasimangot, people that are seldom, you can see them kanang smiling, di ba? So actually, when you smile, your heart chakra will become bigger. So actually, it doesn't mean nga you are practicing religious sa imong religious nga practice that you have been spiritually developed. Because the key, one of the fastest path is the heart and the crown. Yes. So ang imong particular, ang imong heart. Unsa man, when you serve people, kanang your heart chakra will go bigger. And when you do generous work, or when you give something, and then you feel happy about when you give it, actually your heart chakra will also become bigger. And remember, your crown chakra will not develop unless you first develop the heart. There are people first develop the crown, but actually it took them years and years. Kaya naman, because it's so hard to develop the crown unless you develop the heart. Mabitaw na nasa Bible nga, if you don't love your brother whom you can see, how can you love God that you did not see? Di ba? So that would mean that love first, here compassion, mercy, love, happiness, joy must present first here from us, so that eventually our crown will be open. Our crown will not grow big unless our heart will also grow big. So first is our heart. What's the purpose of spiritual practice if that practice won't be of no use to people? Di ba? Asan ka, where can you see a saint who just pray for himself? Or who just pray for his family, for his kin? No. A saint pray for all people. Yes. That's why when you are in a spiritual path, you need to serve or you need to love all. And there are people, since when you start walking in the spiritual path, actually there are people that comes to you or comes to your life, appears to your life, whom you will give. Because God is sending you that person to strengthen your spiritual muscle. That's why ang uban ma-join of mga spiritual community, and then eventually they get more enemies. And then they wonder why. Now I'm here in the spiritual community or in this community, I have now so many enemies. It's good for me when I was not a member of any community or spiritual community. I don't have enemies. Actually, God is sending those people to you so that you will increase or develop your spiritual muscle. Because the first step is to grow your heart chakra, your heart bigger first, so that as the spiritual cord here at the ground will also grow bigger. It means that you have to pray for them.
I always pray for them, sir.
Yeah.
I don't forget them because they make me sharp. You know.
Because you're on the spiritual path. That's why here sa ibabaw, it says that you need to be aware. Awareness. Then if you're aware, okay, that's it. You will just know. Okay, acknowledge. And then let it go. Okay, I acknowledge, let it go. Simple as that. As you spiritually progress more, then you have to do more service. Because eventually, if you don't do service, the divine energy will kinda contaminate or chakra diya sa inyong body. It must flow. Like the Dead Sea, why it's called Dead Sea or Red Sea? Why it is called Dead Sea, Junan?
Kung ba siya salt?
No, salty. Yes, actually it's very salty. Nanong salty sa kay siya, non-living beings there because it never flows. It's the only sea in the world that it only stuck there. Same also with your life. When your life is just keep on receiving, you won't give, eventually you will die. Example of that is when you breathe. Just continue breathing in without breathing out. Eventually you will die.
Na-share na ako ito, sir. Breathing, okay. Namatay na ka-share na nagsige lang ko siya give. Nyamura ko siya mag-drain. Paano na siya? That's what you call law of energy. You have to give and have to receive. Hindi mo pwede sila pag-breathe in.
Correct.
Kang breathe out. Yung mamatay ka.
Yung sa pwede sige na ka-breathe out.
Siya naka-ahang mong
Correct. Then, last, when you are tired, you must activate your willpower. There are times that you are tired, di ba? And then, actually, when you are tired, and you affirm that soul affirmation, I am not a body. Eventually, I'm not a body. Eventually, you.
I will keep that in mind.
If you're tired, you will just say yourself, I'm not a body. Or even if you're if you're angry, you will say, I'm not the emotion. I am the soul.
Kung sa pag share ni ko, sa pag-share ni Ate Lori, sa Ate Lori yung grupo or sino regarding faith. Funny siya, sir, yung pinakamata kong kadlaw dito. Nagpahugit siya formalin. Bugnaw pa siya pinong. So, pray ko tapos kadtungo man siya nga kung na-isol, feeling mo na-isol, pwede rin ka mo recite at tong great invocation kay Upan mo po ang like, wow, ang recite ako na ako, wow, po siya, sir. Tinuod? Sakto na.
Okay, it's an affirmation, man. Okay, so, the last is, if you want willpower, you have to touch your asna, chakra, and say, power. Familiar ka Ho'oponopono? Hawaiian prayer. Sir, but with ko at touching depende kung sa akong gibati. 8 times every day. Siya. Maybe you are unsa na, it's about katong unsa to jud rin, katong ako abitaw sa atong green R. Kuan siya kana
Sumalik ba? Sumalik at
AFT. Tapping techniques. You have to tap. And there's a point here in your part of your body that when you tap that, actually it generates emotion.
What is perfect? Let's do a short prayer. Effective.
Okay, so that's our lesson for page 8 of the Sutra of Master. So next meeting, maybe next Wednesday, I'm not here, kaya ito ko Shangri-La. Mangga. So, upload ko is Thursday night na pod. So, I don't know, basic Friday pwede tayo.
Pwede na.
Ay, sir, ka lang. Question back to related sa pang topic ko eh. For example, maka-encounter ka mga people na kanang very reactive bitaw sa mga situations negatively. Nga na niya. Kaya marag ma-drain na ka sa kuan ba? Pagka negative. Kung saan mo siya pag-handle? Like, for us, kay dili man ni mga speakers.
Ang gamit ka, aura, friend na ba?
Pwede.
So,
Ang gamit ko, aura.
Ang samay mong gamiton nga
Ang violet ko, sir.
Okay, good.
Ang violet ko, para akong dito kay grabe naman yung emotions. Pero yung gapos ka, sakit naman yung diri. Oh my God! Ang sinuwa. Nagsakit siya kayo.
Gamiton ni may mong pagka-friend killer din, friend.
Ang gamit ka, violet ko.
ang ako among good is ganan kung mukuan, mustorya po sa person ba, pero dili ko effective.
Kung mastorya ka sa person,
Karang dili ko wala pa siguro pa naka-establish or something.
Yun, so boring.
Katuhan ko or something nga na
Madream ka, makitstorya na kanina.
dili ko may ma-dream or mapildi ko pa.
Mapildik ka.
maybe you can just start asking questions and ask the Holy Spirit to guide you so that you will be guided by the by your questions. So imo na siya hanigan, can I ask the question? Mana alas ka? And then ask the question. You are not, in such a way you are not telling them, so you are just asking question. Yeah, before asking question you have to ask the permission. Mama na yun gusto can I ask you question? So sige, unsa man di ay mani.
Acknowledgement.
So your thought, transform that thought into a question. So let that person discover. Because there are also people na kung yung sinasabihan, since you don't have the credibility, eventually they get offended. Who are you telling me that? They would say that. If you are just asking question, mayroon ka kanang, please, kanang excuse me ha, kanang basing gusto ko kanang, I will just ask a question. Is that okay? Manahig ka daan, then politely you will say, only. Kanya palitan, like pareha na mo na jud to nya imong ingon nga kanang if in case kanang you will detach yourself from that situation, what would be your idea perhaps? Kana siya nga mga technique. Ang tawag na is association and disassociation. You can also have that technique sa when you do counseling. Palitan og goal kay siya, gago kay sa person or anong situation. So pwede mo siya ingon nga okay. Papiyaman mo siya. Yeah, then mo siya ingon nga kanan. Okay, bring that person now in front of you. Yeah, then at a distance maybe perhaps mga 2 meters away, like inani nga distance. So bring that person 1 meter away, then 1 foot away. Yeah, 2 meters away, how do you feel? Yeah, then may hindi siya nga, lagot siya nga sir. Yeah, then now bring that person 1 meter away from you. How do you feel? Lagot siya 1 foot away from you. Lagot siya, feel niya ng ulat sa bagay niya. Okay, stop. Okay, now place that person back to 2 meters away from you. Then after that, another 4 meters away, 10 meters away. How do you feel? Until put that person 50 meters away from you. ang tawag na association disassociation na technique. Eventually, the brain will recognize nga the farther the object or the situation is, the lesser his or her emotion will be. So it's a technique and counseling that you can, like, the person will eventually kind of calm down, tone down, and eventually find his or her senses. Mga na siya. Mga po na magamit niyo mo in case there is a situation. Actually, nasuko ka because you are bringing, the image is very near to you. Just bring that image very far from you, and then your emotion will also become better.
Pero at the height of kanang kasuko niya, sir, di mo po ka makastorya
Oh,
niya
pala yung
bring
image.
to
Mo na nga,
Yapon sa siguro na
mo na gina, doon ay readiness. So there are, when you do counseling also, there are times na the person is not yet receptive.
sir.
So, you might have a wrong timing.
Di pa open-minded.
Hindi pa siya receptive because ang nakafocus niya pang emotion. So, that's the use of your listening ears. First, is you have to listen. Okay ra ka friend nga, maminora pa niyo ha. I'm just here. No stress. Yeah, dayon, pag umana niya istorya, eventually, lagot siya, eventually, paano na, emotions are just like tides. There's high emotion and there are low emotion. So eventually, paano na, it's a cycle. So eventually, ang iyang emotion, kanang lagot na kasi nakahaman siya, there are toxic energies around you mo nang mag-shield ka. Okay? Mag-shield ka. So kato siya, or violet na energy mo na i-shield mo siya aura. Kaya kung kuan pod, kung blue pod, mapisayot na sa una kay blue mo na kang i-shield. Muuntol siya, mubalhin siya, so muban yung energies mo dito niya, you will not generate good karma. Kaya eventually pwede siya, may kuntong din sa imo ato sa lain, muna uban na nasapot siya, bugatan niya ko, pero sa energy level na siya, so dili niyo ma-recognize, pero mas better dito, nakatong violet mo yung i-shield. So eventually, mahumpay na siya, okay na siya, and then, kuan siya nimo, kuan ka niya, ang level is ma-open siya nimo because naminaw ka niya. Kay, kuan mo na, kana sila, kanang energy vampire na sila during that time. They shock energy from you, that's why you have to shield. Mo na sa lesson about sa katong psychic self-defense. It's another course of Masechwa, nga katong psychic self-defense. Nga, kinahanglan imo sang i-defend mo self ana, kay they are energy suckers. Diba? Miserable people loves to talk to other people so that those people also that listens them eventually become miserable. Miserable people loves miserable company. Lugay ko kay ginaan di ko tapos bano. Ako sa then they love each other because like energies like themselves, di ba? They will go together, ganahan sila. Pero dili ka mo match sa energy, that's why yung dili kay ka makuan sa ila. That's why unsa ani mo ma-align ka sa ila ha, and then you are also protected. Mura nga ba nga kana mag-level sa ka sa iyang energy, then eventually once level open na siya. That's the time mo open siya niyo. Unya, with the use of this technique nga mo gamit ng questions, so imo sa siya manangit sa kanya. Okay. Kasi nagkaroon ikaw, imo sa siya i-affirm niya, then okay na ka, pwede na ko mo-ask mo question. If I need, nga ay nakasukuha. Kaya I will just ask question. Ana, pwede ka sa siyang ayaw sa kasukuha pa sa niya, sa question ba si masukuk ka ba, mamatana ko yung umayin ba si mo-open ka sa question. Ana. So, okay, unsa man ang pamatana? Okay. Ya, may mo kay kana kana yung tingog kay kuno kay kana malumanin mo tayo. So eventually you can transform the person to friend.
Happy sir.
Kapi.
Oh, check na kay pag-retrograde ba ni for me man siya affected sa retrograde like Mercury kay Bye.